It's 2026, y'all, and we gotta bring you guys some dope content. So we got Lil Uno, Mr. Lil One. Shit! Oh my God, I think he's here, guys. Come on. Let's check in the door. Hopefully it's not the pizza guy.
What's up, big dog? What's up, man? Good to see you, big dog.
Thank you so much.
You know, it's all love, my dog. It's all love.
I really wanted to interview you. I know you're a mogul in the Chicano industry and the Mexican industry. Actually, like all our fucking Latin community, as a matter of fact. You know, I guess that's how you would put it. Right?
I'm just happy to be here, big dog. I want to chop it up with you.
Thank you. I actually got a surprise for you.
Oh, yeah? All right, come on. Let me see.
I know you like culture and everything, so I got something dope. So a little bit of the Mexican culture to show you.
Nice. Savage. That's dope. Yeah, that's just dope. That's just
A classic song. These kids are talented. They have a lot of talent, and you know, I wanted to show you a little bit of their music before we interview you.
It sounds super dope, bro. Yeah. Hell yeah! Hell yeah! That shit is dope.
Too bad you don't drink, you know, los tequilas ahorita.
Yeah, no drink.
Alright, see this? We got some music right here with Lil One. We're gonna do this legendary.
Hey, ain't nobody ever welcomed me like this in no podcast. Ain't nobody ever brought some dope ass shit like this. Let's go. Viva la raza!
Hey, this is a little something, you know, a little treat for you. With all the music you have brought us, we have to give you a little bit of music too.
Thank you, I appreciate that. Yeah.
You know this song?
Nah.
There's a very important one in our Mexican community, you know, because it talks about like people don't really talk to you or nothing. We don't have any money. But when you have money, everybody's hey, what's up, bro? How you doing? This and that, you know.
That shit is dope. That's good, my dog. You're good. Bro, you're doing a good thing, bro. You're doing a good thing. Good leadership is gonna take you places, bro. Good leadership, and your heart's good. You know what I'm saying? As long as you got that, bro, you got the victory, dog. I'm telling you, big dog, you got it. ¡Que viva la raza! Cabrones.
Puro San Diego, puro México, ya saben, aquí estamos en California, familia. Thank you. You grow up listening to corridos? Or,
yeah.
Chalino Sánchez, stuff like
that.
Yeah,
Chalino, yeah, of course. Tengo el alma enamorada, muy enamorada, mi amor. Eso!
This is Kevin Cortez.
What's up, my dog? Good job. That shit was dope as fuck. What's up, my dog? Good job. That shit
all right. Laughing ass team.
Hey, this is how you do shit. You know, the homie right here invited me over here, and he went all out for me. So saludos, se viva la raza. Let's get it cracking.
And then check out this view. You
Let's go.
The Snapdragon Stadium.
We're going to do the festival at the Snapdragon in San Diego next year, dog.
Jeez.
Así se va a hacer, bro.
That'd be crazy.
No, we're going to do it.
Let's do it. San Diego, well, part of San Diego, you know, it used to be right there, the original baseball fucking stadium, right?
Yeah, Jack Murphy Stadium, bro.
Yep.
Back in the day, bro, I got stories right there, bro. When my oldest daughter was a little baby, we used to use that parking lot when she was trying to learn how to drive.
No way.
Yeah, both my oldest daughters. Every time I see the freeway from afar, I always think of the different chapters of my life going down the 805 when I was 18, when I was 20, when I was 25, when I was 30, you know what I'm saying? Like the way that life.
So you lived in San Diego all your life?
My whole life, yeah.
Where were you born?
I was born in Mex.
In Mexico?
Yeah,
What part?
Mexico City.
Mexico City.
Yeah.
Hey, shout out to all la raza of Mexico City.
Yeah.
You know, everybody from San Diego, thank you for all the love. What is the first story that comes up to your head right now when you see this and stuff?
Home.
Yeah.
Home. The first story was the driving my kids in the parking lot of the stadium. You know, because when I pulled out and I saw it, that's what I remembered. But I got some crazy stories that happened at the old stadium when the Chargers were here.
Yeah.
You know, we used to get into some crazy shit back in the day. But more importantly, dog,
that was amazing. The Chargers.
I always remember this story right here on the 805 because my brother Martin, bro, rest in peace. My bro right here. One time, dog, I used to live right here in North Park. And I was driving up here and he's like, hey, get some beer. And I'm like, I already got it. And I was going and I could see the helicopter from afar. And the helicopter had the light, right?
Yeah.
He's like, hey, the helicopters are on the apartments. Yeah. And I'm like, yeah, I could see them, right?
Yeah.
He's like, oh, just be careful. And then I go, boom. By the time I got off the freeway, they left. We went to the pad, and then, you know, we did our thing. But I always remember that, right? Because it would happen right there, dog. It happened right there because Texas
crazy.
is right there.
Yeah.
The Texas Street.
Yeah, for sure.
So it goes over Texas. And every time I see that, I remember that. And that's just one of many, dog, you know?
Hey, right now, you know what I'm getting vibes of? Blood in, blood out. White picket fence and shit. I'm taking over this barrio.
That's right. That's right. Hey, you know what's gonna be dope, dog? That some point next year, somebody was gonna be right here watching the Chicano Music Festival happen at Snapdragon.
Fuck yeah.
That's what I'm talking about, dog.
Hey, make sure you guys keep an eye out for that Chicano
We got
Music
some
Festival.
surprises, yeah.
Surprises coming, guys.
Oh yeah.
Well, let's continue inside because it's a little hot.
Yeah, let's do it.
And then we can keep on asking you some dope questions. You know, I'm pretty sure everybody wants to get to know you, get to know more of your life, personal life. You know, as much as you want to answer. You know,
we can talk about anything, bro. It's all love. Que viva la raza.
All right. What's good, my laughing gas peas? First of all, happy 2026. We're back again with a new season, and we got a very special guest, y'all. We got Lil Uno.
What's up, y'all?
If you can introduce yourself for the people that don't know, people who are first tapping in. Before you guys are tapping in, make sure you subscribe, like, and follow both of us, Mr. Lil One and Laughing Gas Show, guys. Now, if you could please tell everybody, you know, a little bit about you, who you are, the kind of music you do, you know, the people who don't know.
My name is Reyes Rodriguez. Some of you know me as Mr. Little One. Out here in San Diego, Southeast San Diego. And then my first album came out back in 1996, Once in a Decade, with my comrades, Shadow, Night Owl, Rob, you know, and put out a lot of music back then and did a lot of other things besides that as we developed as people and humans and growing. You know, that was the mid-90s when we all started. So there's a lot of catalog out there. Now I'm doing the Chicano Music Festival, which is a 360 telescopic view of the culture and community and togetherness and showing all the beautiful things that go on in the inner city. You know, been sober for a long time, over a decade. And ultimately it's about evolution, growth, and love. That's what's going on right here, right now.
And you know what? That's why I wanted to bring you on. You know, now that you just tapped into that, it is about evolution. You know, our youth, we have to take care of our youth. We got to take care of the future. And that involves, you know, schooling them. As we have already experienced stuff, we got to try to help the others with, you know, everybody else with your experiences, you know?
Yeah, you know, before we get into that, man, I want to give you major respect. You know, talking about evolution means growth. Mm-hmm. It means that you have to be in a place of evolution, a place of expansion. Mm-hmm. You know, man, you carry yourself with such, you know, respect and compassion and professionalism. You know, from the moment that you got at me, you know, you accommodated this place close to my home. Mm-hmm. I came in here, your whole team is on point. I see you guide them with leadership. I see that you care about them. You know, I see that you care about your brand and what you do. And, you know, man, salute to you and respect, my bro.
Thank you, brother.
Man,
Thank you so much. And I really appreciate you, you know. And first of all, like, I appreciate the words because, you know, I do put my heart and soul into this.
I know you do.
And I wanted to be special for when you came. You know what I mean? Not only because I grew up listening to your music, yours, Shadows, Lil Rob. Shout out Mr. Shadow because he made this happen. He brought us together.
Yeah,
shout out to my boy Shadow.
Bro, yeah, the homie wants to get you on. I said, yeah, tell him to call me.
Yeah, so that was fucking legit, and I appreciate that. You know, but a lot of the music growing up, you know, it shapes people. You know, it was like a Chicano rap culture in that moment. Nobody else was rapping but the, I guess you would say like the African American folks, you know?
Yeah.
They were rapping. There was Tupac and all that stuff, but there wasn't actual Chicano rap like getting put on like you guys.
Man, it was before the Tupac and all that, you know.
Yeah.
When I was growing up, you know, I was a Run DMC fan, Curtis Blow fan, Beastie Boys, LL Cool J. Nice. You know, so growing up in the hood, bro, you get a lot of barriers because, you know, there's certain people that don't want you doing that. They don't believe that it's for you. They don't think that it's for us. And, you know, that becomes a barrier because music has no barriers.
Yeah.
You know, music is freedom. You hear a song from 30 years ago from My Girl, like it's feel good music, it's energy, you know, it's expression. But, you know, man, I was a I was on the thesauruses and the dictionaries and the encyclopedias for years, bro. You know, even in the summers when I was growing up. So by the time that I got to the studio, I was ready, dog.
And I can tell because there was a lot of rappers in that time. But you, Mr. Shadow, were one of the ones that stood out based on the vocabulary, you know, the metaphorically speaking, like how you guys express your lyrics. It was just like, it was out of this world.
Well, we were hungry, you know. We were all about hip hop. It wasn't just, you know, trying to rap over a beat, but, you know, we got to give it up to Night Owl, too.
Night Owl, yeah, rest in peace, Night Owl.
Night Owl had his own style.
Yeah.
You know, he came with the whole, bring them all around, say you want to battle me, do you want to get down? They flip when I want to trip with my clip, shooting them down. He did all that before Bone Thugs and Harmony. He was rapping like that before the Bone Thugs, you know. So I remember when I was a youngster and I run into Night Owl, but he was older. And I would always be like, man, when we going to get in the studio, you know? So he taught me a lot of metaphors on how to write actual music.
And that lyrics that you just dropped was from that one. Here comes the night out.
Yeah. And that the song, well, it's locked out, Little One, and I'm coming all up in here blasting. Like, that's how I learned how to rap like that.
Facts. That's dope. That's dope. We'll give it up to him. He was
shout out to Night Owl.
He was a legend for sure. It was Sawed Off Records, I think.
Sawed Off Records,
Sawed Off Records, yeah.
You know, Night Owl's an OG and a legend in the game, not just San Diego. You know,
I remember that album. I don't remember what it was called, the album, but it was it had a picture of like old school like drawings and stuff. Like I think it was, right?
Yeah, he has a whole bunch. He had like 30 or 40 albums, but the first one was the Night Owl.
Yeah,
the
black was just
and it had an owl
Facts,
in the front, you know. But yeah, but shout out to Night Owl.
He was kicking it with all the major rappers in LA.
Oh yeah. Night Owl was up and down the game. You know, he hung out with everybody.
Well connected.
He opened up the door, you know, for me and for Shadow, and you know, he paved the way for a lot of us. So
that's crazy. And now talking about the streets, because I know you rap a lot about the streets. When was the first time that you got a taste of the streets as your youth? You know, like as in your first hood experience or something, you know, like in the streets. I don't know where you lived, if you would walk to school, or if you would, you know.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, the first glimpse I got of the street was as soon as consciousness came in. I grew up in the streets. I grew up in the hood. You know, grew up in Sherman, Southeast San Diego. I was born in Mex. My mom brought me here when I was just a few months old. You know what I mean? So I grew up in Sherman. So about, you know, first grade, second grade, third grade, there was homicides going on, shootings, gang, you know, the whole thing. Yeah. So I saw a whole lot very young, because we, you know, that's where we grew up.
Yeah, of course.
So that's why the music is relevant to the street, because that was our life, that was our story, that was our chapter. That's what we knew, so that's what we wrote about, because it was true.
Yeah, that's what makes it so amazing. That's you know, a lot of the fans
we didn't know nothing else. You know, we were talking about, you know, now what the fuck is homicide? 9 times out of 10, that shit's really suicide. Why? Because if it's 3 o'clock in the morning and you're chilling on the corner where you know the enemy's gonna pull up on you and you get smoked, that's a suicide, because you knew what was coming.
That's true.
You know, so that's how once in a decade.
I was always wondering what came in your brain when you were saying that. And
that's what it was.
Dope, you know, because I listened to that song many times.
That's what it was. And like, let this enemy wreck this melody. You know, said to get crazy. Bitch, you can't phase me. Wanna come close, you're a ghost like Swayze. Yeah. How to get cautious, leave that ass nauseous. Remember, enemies falling. Homicide, now suicide's calling. But you remember, we got influence from real MCs. Yeah. Like Run DMC and Curtis Blow. So you can't be on no ABC shit at that time. Like, it's impossible to like make that up. Yeah. It was just raw and uncut. Facts. You know, so going in the studio, bro, like, it's like how you guys are all hungry right now doing all this. That's how it was for us. Like, man, let's do this. Yeah. Like, I knew what kind of beats I wanted. I'd be like, no, play it like this. Yeah. Give me a choir. Give me a worm. Speed that shit up. One in a battle, level. Like, it was easy. Everybody want to be knowing how I be doing it when I be flowing. Like, rap devils, strapped with bow and arrows. Like, who was saying that?
Yeah. No, and then the confidence level you guys had is crazy. Like, I seen some of the the behind the scenes footage of you guys in the studio, you and Shadow, like rare ones because there's not that many out there, you know. But the ones that I have seen, it's just like I see these two Mexicans in a time when Mexicans were frowned upon. You know, right now it's cool to be Mexican. But in a time when Mexicans, you know, they didn't look at us like that good. Man, you guys your confidence level was crazy.
Yeah,
you know, like,
but look at him, like, look at Shadow, you know, doing songs with Ice Cube.
Yeah.
You know, Ice Cube is like a seasoned vet.
Yeah.
And so is Shadow.
Yeah.
So when people are surprised, I'm like, why?
Yeah.
Why are you surprised?
It was bound to happen. Like, shit, it had to happen.
One of the dopest with another one of the dopest.
Facts.
What? Like,
that's culture right there.
Ice Cube lucky too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a plus for Ice Cube too.
Yep.
To have Shadow on that song.
Facts.
And not just the other way around.
Yeah. No, that's legendary right there, you know.
You know, and
not a lot of people have done. Like, I don't know any other Chicano that has fucking gone and rapped with Ice Cube.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, that's why, like, whatever your passion is, you have to think what kind of legacy and what kind of history are you gonna leave 100 years from now?
Of course.
What is somebody gonna say 100 years from now about you? They gonna forget about you, or they gonna remember you?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I always think, right now where I'm at in my life, what's going to be said 100 years from now? Mm-hmm. Because at some point, this movement has to become more than you.
Yeah.
You have to. That's how you leave legacy. When you do things that become more than you.
Yeah.
You know, that's how it's supposed to be, because 100, 200 years from now, and I always say this, we're the ancestors. Mm-hmm. When they look back 200 years from now, they're going to think of us.
Yeah.
Those are our ancestors. Mm-hmm. So what are they going to hear when they press play?
Mm-hmm.
Stupidity, nonsense, or evolution and authenticity and growth?
And I see that, the evolution, the growth in you too, because not only, like, other people could have get stuck in just doing that, rapping all, but I see you with the Chicano Music Festival. Bro, that's legendary,
bro.
And you're not only doing it because for yourself. Like, you're not like, you could if you wanted to. Like, other people could be like, oh, I'm gonna put my face in this whole thing, and this whole thing, I'm the headliner. But you're not doing that.
Nah.
You know, because like, and that's what good leadership is. You know what I mean? Like, that's what, like, or you're trying to make a change. You're trying to evolutionize, like you're saying. You know what I mean?
It's important, dog, because if we don't do it, who is?
Yeah.
If you have an opportunity to do it, why not do it? Mm-hmm. Why not? Like, it's like you go in the shower. You can cleanse your body, but you can't cleanse your spirit.
Yeah.
The shower ain't going to do that for you.
Yeah.
You're going to do that for you. Mm-hmm. And that's going to determine the quality of you as a human.
Yeah.
Right? So the festival, to me, it's been trial and error. Mm-hmm. You know, I've learned along the way. Mm-hmm. I've learned that a lot of people's intentions are not yours. Mm-hmm. I've learned that a lot of people, the narrative changes when there's a L. Mm-hmm. My narrative's never changed, no matter what, because I believe in the culture. Yeah. I believe in us. I believe in the community. I believe in the power of our people. I believe in the raza. Mm-hmm. I believe that there is much more than what is put out there. So anytime I go to the news, I always say the same thing. And it's not that I don't have anything else to say, it's that I want to make it clear that you understand. Mm-hmm. That's why I say the same thing. And the same thing that I always say is, the media always gives you the microscopic view of everything that goes wrong in the inner city. But I'm here to give you the telescopic view of everything beautiful that goes on in the inner city.
Facts. In the festival, that's
the festival. You know, oh, why did you call it Chicano? You're pigeonhole. No, I'm not. Bro, Mexico, there could be no Chicano without Mexico. Mm-hmm. It's impossible.
Yeah.
It's Mexican rooted.
Yeah.
So we can be proud of our root, and we can also be proud of the land that we stand on.
Facts.
What's wrong with that?
Facts. I actually got in an argument yesterday, and it's stupid how people are too. I was charging my car in the charging station. I was minding my own business, sitting down, and some guy comes up to me. He's all like, "Hey," he started talking to me. He's all like, "Hey, I like your car," and I was, "Oh, I like yours too." And it started off positive, on a positive note, and I was like, he was asking me what I do, and I do entertainment. You know, I love Mexican music. And he's all like, Mexican? And I'm all like, yeah, I'm Mexican like you. He was a brown guy, and just based on my, like knowing other Mexicans, like I knew he was Mexican, so I'm like, oh, you're Mexican. He got mad. He was like, I'm not Mexican. And I'm all like, oh shit, hey, well, my bad, bro.
Yeah.
I'm all like, I'm Mexican. He's all like, oh, you were born in Mexico? He told me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I wasn't. I was born in the U.S., but both my parents were born in Mexico.
Yeah,
They're
you're Mexican.
immigrants.
Yeah.
So my blood is Mexican.
Yeah.
He's like, that doesn't make you Mexican. He's like, you're American. And I was like, what?
Yeah.
So then I got upset, and I was like, look, I'm Mexican, bro. Just like you. Look at you. You're brown.
Yeah.
I'm like, where were your parents born? He's like, Mexico. I'm like, then you're Mexican.
Yeah.
He's all like, no, I'm not, because when I go to TJ, they don't treat me like Mexican.
Yeah. Like that's what I'm saying, bro. When people say they, who's they?
Yeah.
One person, a group of people. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's crazy, bro.
So and he maybe just wasn't having a good day or something. I got a call, and I'm like, look, whatever. I'm not even gonna argue with you. I answered my call. I came back. I'm like, you're still here?
Yeah.
You're still trying to argue with me?
Yeah.
And I'm like, look, bro. I'm sorry if I told you that you're
Mexican.
that you're Mexican and shit. That you're white like Donald Trump. Then, all right?
Yeah.
I told him.
Don Miguel Ruiz.
He got so mad.
Bro, Don Miguel Ruiz, the author of the Four Agreements, he said, you can never be what you're not. You can only be what you are.
Yeah.
He's Mexican. You're Mexican, dog.
Yeah.
You're Mexican, dog.
No, and I told him, I'm like, all right, look. So you're telling me you're getting upset because, and when you go to TJ, they ask you if where were you born, and they want to see your passport. What happens when you go to San Clemente right now and they're checking?
That's right.
What do you think they're gonna ask you for? He's all like, my ID. I'm like, exactly. Because you're not white.
Exactly, bro. And that's what I'm saying. Like the Chicano music, because we're in the U.S.
Yeah.
We're here. Our culture has expanded into Chicano culture.
Yeah.
From Mexico.
Yeah.
Our parents came here.
Yeah.
We were raised here. And we created Chicano culture. So the festival is an invitation for every other culture to come and experience our culture.
Exactly. Not just for Chicanos,
not
guys.
just for us. But it's like if you go to a Jamaican place to eat, that's their culture. Why not? We go and enjoy their food. White people go to, if you go to Cabo San Lucas right there's more white people than Mexican people.
That's facts.
If you go to Cancun, people, there's white people. You go to a Mexican restaurant right there, it's full of white people.
Yeah. That is so true. That is 100%
Let's be honest.
true. Yeah.
Right? So I don't understand this narrative out there that's contaminated. So I would say, like, the mental miscreation and the contamination going on in the world, that you plant seeds in the wrong place, and people that are not like open to like expansion have this belief system. They're against you without even knowing why.
Facts.
Another thing too that we need to be very careful about is there's people with the Mexican flags and these ice, that they just want to fight. Like, that's not how you win battles.
No.
That's not how you win battles, bro. Like, violence and narratives and belief systems, they're the most dangerous. Look what's going on in Iran. What's going on all the world, bro. These are all belief systems. You're gonna do what I say. No, I'm not. I'm gonna bomb you. There's innocent children.
I was just saying that little kids, they don't have an idea of what's going on. I don't even want to imagine what it would feel like.
Imagine that happening here.
Yeah.
So we take that for granted, but
I'm sorry, I laughed. Just that fucking Donald Trump. I saw a video that he asked. He was with the people from Asia, and then they were saying, "Why did you guys surprise do that to them?" He was like, "Why did you guys surprise bomb us in Pearl Harbor?"
Yeah, bro, that's what I'm saying. But you have a clown.
Yeah, he's a clown, man.
For a leader.
It's sad,
bro. What president have you ever heard use profanity in the history of the presidency on television?
Or have a private jet with a full-on bedroom TV. Bed and everything, king-size bed.
Bro, but you know what, though,
private jet
But here's the thing, though. We are experiencing a climate of humanity right now that has a boomerang effect. This is gonna end.
Yeah.
And it's not gonna end well.
Yeah.
Not for Donald Trump. Not for what they're doing right now. Because they are abandoning morale. They didn't raid Venezuela for any other reason other than the oil.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Their intentions are not good.
Yeah, well, they took a leader, you know, from there, and then like that has never been done before,
Bro, but I'm telling you,
kidnapped
all these, that's it. You know, I always say, bro, like, one day, dog, there's gonna be a little youngster, someone's be like, you ain't gonna fuck with my dad like that. And then another little youngster's gonna get behind. Before you know, these fools gonna start dumping on them. And then what? They have bullies out there, bro, just bullying people.
Yeah.
You know, the boomerang is gonna come. And when it comes, it ain't gonna be good for them.
Yeah.
That's how civil wars start, dog. You know, someone taking
and that's why we got to stick together, fam, you know, as people.
But that's what I'm saying.
Not just by culture, like by Chicano, I'm saying as people.
As humanity.
Yeah,
as humans.
humanity.
That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. Like, I've done 3 festivals in San Diego, 2 in Las Vegas, and I'm coming to Los Angeles, the #2 market in the country. There doesn't have to be a catastrophe for us to celebrate together. The LAPD is not going to be outside the Chicano Music Festival with riot gear.
Yeah.
We want them to be a part of it.
Yeah, exactly.
We want them to come and experience it. We want a celebration. We want unity. We want community. We want music.
Yeah.
We want Aztec dancers, mariachis, folklorico, you know, lowriders, hip hop, oldies, poetry, a celebration. The energy of our ancestors alive, bro.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about. No one's ever done it. So I see your ambition. You see my ambition. We're ambitions. We're ambitious people. If you lived in Connecticut and I lived in Egypt, and you would study 20 years, 12 years to go to outer space and become an astronaut, and we never met, and so did I, and I run into you in outer space, you know how much respect we're gonna have for each other just by knowing the work that it took to get there.
Yeah.
Imagine leaving planet Earth to go to the moon.
That's crazy.
You would have so much respect because you would have respect for the work that it took to get there. There's no more respect. There's no more true ambition.
Yeah.
There's no more righteous leadership. There's no more mutualism. There's no more people wanting the best for you. It's right now, validation, views, give me. Oh, let me save as much as I can, go to Dubai, get in front of a hotel, rent somebody's car, take a picture and post it. For people that don't give a shit about you. You will lie to yourself and believe all your lies and betray every moral element that has ever been written in the history of humanity just to betray yourself. Oh, so-and-so disrespect me. You disrespect yourself.
Yeah. And you're a product of the environment, because if you think about it, there was no social media, there was no Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, or none of that shit for you to be marketing. Hey, this is me. This is you guys selling CDs and like people knowing who you were by your music. Not by what you have.
Nah,
be like,
bro.
Like you're saying, be like, hey, look, I'm taking a picture in front of this hotel. Hey, look, check this out. Check out my clothes. Check out my
none of that, bro. You know, like we were living in apartments, bro. Yeah. Growing up, you know what I'm saying? And we didn't have emotional intelligence. We didn't have financial intelligence. We didn't have none of that. We
the kids watching right now, they're like, apartments? What do you mean?
Exactly,
like, they don't even know what we went through.
Exactly,
I lived in an apartment too, all my childhood, where you go knock on the ladies, hey, can I buy chicharrones?
Yeah. You know, hey, our lights are out. You know, you have candles. Like, bro, it was love. It was safe to do that.
Posadas with all the people and
all
stuff.
Of that,
in the
bro. All of that. We all
apartments.
get together. Se fue la luz. You know, we're outside just chilling. You know what I mean? With the tape recorder.
Yeah.
You know, but that's my point.
Yeah.
Like, bro, we were raw.
Yeah.
It was real life. You know, so you don't have financial intelligence. You don't have emotional intelligence. We don't have good leadership. You know, bro, you're drinking, you're smoking. You know, you're involved with the opposite sex. You know, you start building this new character that you're not. Who you are and who you really are is two different things. So then you start operating from a system that's fabricated.
Yeah.
You start thinking you really are more famous. You think you are bigger than everyone. You think you are better than everyone. And you know who humbles you?
Life.
God.
Oh, God, yeah, God.
You start dancing with the devil, dog.
Yeah.
One day God's going to be like, the song ends today.
Yeah.
I'm going to take all that shit from you. And I'm going to show you that not this is meaningless. Because when you're in those type of situations, what's meaningful is meaningless.
Yeah.
And what's meaningless is meaningful. Meaning your family, love, kindness, compassion goes out the window.
Yeah.
You're aggressive, you're arrogant, you're full of ego, you're a show off. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I understand that, like I've gotten humbled down like that before in the past. I was young, had money at an early age, and I got to a point where I realized I want to do the friends that I'm hanging out with. They're just hanging out with me because we're drinking and chilling, but we're not actually doing something productive.
Yeah, but you said it perfectly. And I want everybody to understand who you hang out with is very important.
Yeah, it is.
Who is around you, and what kind of conversations are you having? If you're hanging out with anybody that's like, dog, let's go to the bar, dog, let's go do this. Like, if it's not productive for you, especially if you're a father already, that's called environmental pollution. Environmental pollution is real, dog. If you got to surround yourself with people that want the best for you.
So our parents were always right when they tell you,
Dime con quién te voy a decir quién eres.
Yeah, con quién te juntas y te voy a decir quién eres.
And that's why I give you so much respect. When I come in here, every single one of these individuals, respectful, kind, compassionate, expressive, talented, humility, and you're right here guiding the way. That says a lot about you, because that's how they're going to end up. They're going to end up in good leadership with good morals, making good decisions, surrounded by good people, embracing positive energy. And that's how you win in life.
Yeah, and I admit to sometimes, to my mistakes too. Like I tell them, like, if because I sometimes I'm a little rough on them because I want them to learn. Like I tell them, look, dude,
that's what you want.
And
my coach today was mad as fuck today. I'm in the gym with him. He's like, nah, you're gonna do this today. And I'm like, dog, I don't think I can. He said, what do you mean you can't? You can. I know you can. And I'm like, how am I gonna do this? And I'm doing it. He's like, what'd I tell you? And sometimes I hadn't seen that side of him, but he just doesn't play around. He wants the best for me.
Yeah,
he wants me to believe in myself. He doesn't want me to say, no, I can't do that. He's like, you're gonna train like the way you're supposed to train. Not this half-ass training with these half-ass diets, getting half-ass results. You want to train, you ask for this, you're gonna respect it. Yeah. So shout out to X. You know what I'm saying? Woo, no joke. No, hey,
we see the results. Hey. Look at Lil Uno.
Come on.
Younger. Hey, he looks younger than in his first album.
That's true. That's true.
That's crazy, huh?
But dog, it's like, that's what I'm saying. One day you're sober. Day one. Right? Day one. Of years and years of drinking, Alizé, cognac, eating bad. You got to remember, you got aggression. You got resentment.
Y'all kids from nowadays don't even know what Alizé is.
But think about it. You have all this inner poverty, bro. You're mad, bro. You're entitled. You're making bad choices. You're surrounded by other. Think about this.
Yeah.
Drug addicts hang out with drug addicts.
Facts, yeah.
Losers hang out with losers.
Yeah.
Toxic people hang out with toxic people.
Homeless people
homeless people got other homeless people.
Yeah.
You know why people get along at the bar? Because they recognize each other's toxicity and they blame the other person. You're my best friend. And then they start fighting because they start taking the mask off. Basketball players hang out with basketball players.
Yeah.
Winners hang out with winners.
Yeah. Exactly.
Ambitious people hang out with ambitious people. You ain't gonna see a winner with purpose hanging out with somebody that's not aligned with that.
Yeah.
That's why we all get along here. We're on the same page from the same book. We're on the same energy, going to the same place.
Yeah.
We don't have to say nothing.
Yeah.
We just know we are. And that's the way that it's supposed to be, dog.
And I see it.
Look, dog, when we're born, we look like our parents. When we die, we look like our choices.
Damn, that was a good one, fam. Remember that. When we're born, we look like our parents. When we die, we look like our choices. And that is so true because if you wouldn't have changed the way your lifestyle is right now, you probably it would have been
dead.
like or if not dead right now, I would have had a little one that wasn't so little one.
Yeah, you
know
were.
what I mean?
You
But
were
some big guy with
diabetes. You know, missing teeth.
Yeah.
You know.
But fuck, you look amazing, bro. You look like
Thank
shit.
you. Thank you.
Hey, no disrespect to Mr. Shadow, but I told him, hey, Mr. Shadow, you need to jump out with Mr. Lil One. You know, you need to get that workout with Lil One because he looks good. Like, you know, no.
Dog, Shadow, I used to tell bro, let's go hit the gym real quick next week. But I love my bro. He looks amazing.
I love
though.
the Shadow. No, he does. You know,
But you're right. You know, dog. What I was gonna say is, your sobriety is one day at a time.
Yeah.
It went from 1 month to 6 months to 1 year to 2 years to 3 years to 4 years to 5 years to 6 years. But it's what you're doing with that sobriety. Here's another big one. We can't add more time to our life, dog.
No.
But you can add more life to your time.
Yeah.
You know, intelligence, you can just name the flowers in the garden, but wisdom will give you the patience to sit down and watch them bloom. You want to see you bloom because if you bloom, your kids are going to bloom. Your relationship's going to bloom. What you do with the time, you know, I'm telling you, like, that's the way that life works. When you take care of yourself and you nourish yourself and you clear out the inner poverty, good things come, big dog. Your ambition. Think, who keeps you company when you're by yourself? Your thoughts do. If your thoughts are fucked up, you're going to speak fucked up. You're going to move fucked up.
And that's a good advice, fam. You know, and I know it sounds easy how we're saying it about sobriety and all that because I know it's really hard for some people once they get into the hole. It's super difficult for some people to get out. But what is one of your methods or what advice do you have to somebody that's deep in the hole? Because I know you said the rap lifestyle is no game. You know what I mean? The lifestyle that you had, partying with girls, drugs, you name it. Like,
yeah, you know.
How hard was it for you to get out of that? Or how did you overcome that?
You have to want it, bro. You know, Tony Robbins sells out seminars and makes millions of dollars a month.
Yeah.
Right? By people that are in despair. You know what they're looking for? Reassurance, hope. That's what they're paying for, bro. He can give them all the hope in the world. If they don't go back home and implement that information, nothing's gonna change, bro.
That is very true.
Jesus Christ can come right now. If you don't listen and you don't implement the teaching, you're not gonna experience it. And if you're not gonna experience it, then you can never project it.
Yeah, that's
so
true.
You have to decide, what do you want? I know it's, bro, wake our spirit. If I cover up my nose right now and my mouth, my body's gonna fight to breathe because we're here to live. We're not here to exist, dog. God made us so we can live, so we can grow, so we can build, so we can experience life and have meaning. So that dark place, guess what? Your deepest despair will give you your greatest growth.
Yeah.
How do you enjoy a good moment? Because you experienced a bad moment.
Yeah.
That's how you're able to tell the difference.
Yeah, definitely.
How do you experience a high moment? Because you've experienced a low moment. There's this great story, dog, about a king. A king got an extravagant ring, and he wanted to carve something in the ring that was meaningful. So he went to the wisest men in the kingdom. He said, give me something to put on this ring that's gonna live forever. Nobody can come up with nothing. He was like, no. And then his servant came and he gave him a napkin. He said, you wanna put this on the ring. When he says that, the kingdom collapses. They want to kill the king. They're going after him, bro. They're killing the soldiers. He's on the horse, bro. They're trying to murder him. He finds a cave. He's hiding, bro. They're trying to kill him. He has the napkin in his hand. He opens the napkin. The napkin says, this too shall pass. He's in his lowest moment. Dog, they find him. They assassinate the people who are trying to kill him. He's going back to the kingdom. They're celebrating. There's a feast. Thousands of people. He's on his throne with his crown, and the servant comes. He says, hey, don't forget the napkin. He says, why would I want to open the napkin? He's like, I'm in my highest moment. He says, because this too shall pass. Mm-hmm. So your high moments, they're going to pass. Mm-hmm. Your low moments, they're going to pass. Mm-hmm. It's about having humility and finding a good balance in between.
Yeah. And then, if you learn and then you get another opportunity, you have to make the best of it.
Well, dog, remember, if you are nurturing yourself and you are nourishing yourself and you are living in humility and you are embracive and grateful to be alive, you're going to be ready for that moment.
Yeah.
If you're not, how's God going to bless you if you're not blessing yourself?
Yeah.
How you want God to bless you if you're an asshole?
Yeah.
How you want God to pour blessings and forgiveness on you if you can't forgive people that have done something to you? It doesn't mean you have to hang out and have peanut butter and jelly sandwiches and jump rope with them, but you can be like, I appreciate that. Thank you for teaching me that. I'm gonna go my way now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Bro, it has to be like that. You can't live in resentment.
Yeah.
You can't live hating people.
No.
You can't live angry. You can't live, because you will not be able to be embracive and take advantage in a good way of your blessing.
Yeah. Yeah, because then you're just always worried about what people think or what, about, like you said, if you're just worried about not like, about everybody else, not yourself, like working on yourself. You know what I mean? That you ain't gonna do nothing with your life.
Big dog. Who's everybody else?
Yeah. They.
Who?
Like you said, who's
who
they?
Who the fuck is they?
Yeah.
Everybody who?
Yeah.
Did you hear what they? Who's they?
Yeah. And it's
18 people.
A lot of people.
There's 6 billion people in the world.
That's facts. A lot of people live by that, though. Hey, a lot of people live by that, and they're like, "Oh man, if I post this right now, or if somebody sees me right now, what are they gonna think?" It's like you said, who is they? Who gives a fuck about who is they? You remember that, kids.
Look,
everybody, do you?
Look,
who gives a fuck about anybody else?
The external world does not play a factor in your internal world.
Yes.
All right, your internal world is your internal ecosystem.
Yeah.
It is your garden. It is your garden to water. It don't matter somebody got more money than you. If he didn't got quality and value in his life, you're richer than him. You have more than him.
Yeah.
There's so many people walking around with all this inner poverty. If it makes it better because they have some money, you can keep that money. I'd rather be a righteous cat.
Yep.
That's been flawed, that's made mistakes, that has the accountability and the courage to say, I fucked up here, I fucked up there, I made bad choices here, I made bad choices there, but I learned from that.
Yeah.
I'm not making those choices no more. And I'm not fucking with that energy no more. I'm not with those people anymore. I'm not in that energy anymore. I'm here in my own galaxy. I'm over here in my own energy. I'm over here by myself. Yeah. I'm in solitude. I'm not lonely. I'm in solitude. You're only lonely when you feel you're absent of other people. When you're in solitude, you don't need, a tree grows by itself.
Yeah.
The moon comes out on its own, whether you like it or not. The sun, the water, the ocean, the sand. Nothing's more powerful than that, including you.
That's facts. And that's so amazing that we're having this conversation too, because I'm pretty sure years ago when you were rapping, it would have been a different Lil One.
Of course, you know bro. Some people are like, what the fuck is he talking about?
Right? Probably been faded.
Yeah, I would have had my you got more eyes. I would have came already faded, inebriated.
Yeah.
Being rude.
But that's amazing that you're able to bring this to the table. You're able to bring this to our youth, to the world, for them to know, to hear these experiences, so they try to make the best of themselves, for humanity's purposes. And that's one thing that I always tell people. My friends who have kids are like, "Oh, why do you want to have kids?" I'm like, "Why do I have my daughters?" Is like, why I wanted to have kids is to try to make better people for the world.
That's dope.
And that's what I say.
That's dope. I have 2 adults, 2 teenagers, and 2 toddlers. I have a 1-year-old and a 32-year-old.
Oh, wow.
32, 22, 18,
32 years
16.
old. Look like somebody would have a 32-year-old.
A 3-year-old and a 1-year-old, dog.
That's crazy.
You know, my baby girl, Jizzy, Ocean, Bella, Reyes Jr., Angelina, and Kerubina, dog. Those are my babies, you know?
Nice. Oh, so you're a girl dad? You only have all girls?
No, I have 4 girls and 2 boys.
Oh, you have 2 boys and okay, and 4 girls. Okay.
Reyes and Ocean.
Oh, okay. Dang, 6.
Yeah,
6
bro.
kids.
Yeah,
that's dope.
And I love my children. You know, they have experienced different versions.
I was about to say that your first child, the oldest, I'm pretty sure it was a different father, different than.
I was a kid, bro.
Yeah.
I was a young kid. My mom was dying. You know, my mom was abandoned when she was little, dog. So we didn't have no uncles, no cousins, no grandparents. It was just us. You know, so she got sick and she passed away. So I was mad at everybody.
How old were you when that happened?
She got sick when I was 15 years old, dog, and she passed away a few years later.
And then obviously it wasn't like all of a sudden, you know, it was already something that took a while.
Yeah, she suffered, bro. She suffered. You know, she had a brain tumor. She suffered for 4 years, bro.
4 years. So you were 11 years old when you first found out that.
I was about to turn 15 when she got sick, and then she died 4 years later.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's still 15.
It's like she died twice.
But that's still your childhood.
Because she left at 15. She wasn't my mom no more.
Yeah.
Our mom. You know, and then my older brother went to the pen, and we all got separated. And
so your mom raised you? Basically,
yeah,
was one
my mom. Dog,
yeah.
I met my dad when he was an adult. When I was an adult already. You know, no relationship there. You know, his fool tells me one time, you know, I'm gonna call you if I call you again and you don't answer, I'm never talking to you again. I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'll never say that to my son. You know what I'm saying?
No, never.
But you know, it's all good. You know,
But I'm glad that you were able to, you know, to learn from that and change it, because there's people who always incline and lean towards that past, and they repeat it.
Bro,
you know?
nah. You know, I hold myself accountable for the mistakes that I've made.
It's okay, we still got that one.
You sure, Doc?
Yeah.
For the mistakes that I've done in my life, you have to.
Yeah, of course.
That's the only way that you can ever move forward and be okay with it, unmasked, unmasked, dog. You know, and watch, dog. Like, we're gonna do some beautiful things, dog, for the culture and for humanity.
And we will.
I always say, dog, like, yeah, this is good for the raza. Yeah, this is good for the culture. Hell yeah, this is good for the community.
Damn, Chicano Rap Festival, man. Chicano Festival, is that what it's called?
Chicano Music Festival.
Chicano Music Festival. Damn, imagine.
But it's gonna be even better for humanity.
Yeah.
Because we get a chance to experience transformational energy in real time.
Yeah.
In real time. People are gonna leave with an experience, like, fuck, I wanna see that again. Where we can shut down bridges all over the country and bring Santana, bring War, bring Malo, Tierra, Shadow, Conejo, all of them, every banda, hip hop, oldies, everything.
That'd be dope.
From
and it
the
has
young
to be
to
unity.
you guys, the young
what I mean?
generation, to the OGs in every genre of music. Oh, well, the Temptations and the Delphonics are not Chicano. They're part of the Chicano culture.
Yeah.
We grew up on oldies.
Yeah.
You learn how to iron your clothes with oldies in the background. I don't know what the fuck is wrong with these people. Always want to find something to say. And you got to just remember, like, that's your opinion. Don't come.
Yeah.
We're going to do this anyway.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
It's that simple. You don't have to get mad at nobody. You don't have to be disrespectful to nobody. This is what you need to do in life to have a good life. Know where you stand with everybody. And be accepting of that. The moment that you are accepting of where you stand with people, you got no problems. Yep. You have to have you know how you go to the kitchen? You know where the mustard's at, where the ketchup's at, the mustard, the this. You have to have categories in your mind, and you have to know where everybody belongs.
Yeah.
And dog, and then there's no mess.
Yeah.
Then there's no mess.
Yeah. Everything sits itself in place. You know.
Right where it belongs.
That's crazy.
The sequencing of your life is based on truth. If you start
and never give up, guys. Never give up.
Never, ever.
No matter how
ever.
bad your life is or something, you know, as you can hear, you know, hearing a little bit of your personal life, you know, with growing up without a father and then with a mom that was sick, at a young age. You were 15.
Yeah.
That's your prime. Like, that's when you're supposed to be enjoying your life. But you were.
But I'll tell you what, though. My mother's love is so powerful that it still drives me today.
Yeah.
So
nothing like your mother's love.
For the years that she was alive, she poured so much love on me and my brothers and my sister that is passed down to my children.
How many siblings do you have?
I had 3 brothers and 1 sister. My older brother died in a car accident when he was 36 years old.
Fuck.
22 years ago.
Damn. My condolences, bro. I'm
Yeah.
sorry to hear that.
And then my boy Diggy, you know, Diggy was my that was my bro. You know, I never met another soul as resilient as Diggy. You know, Diggy got diabetes and they cut off his leg.
Fuck.
And Diggy would never complain. Diggy poured love on everybody, dog. So, you know, when Diggy died, bro, like, that was tough for me. It was tough because I was in a different space. Yeah. I was already in a different space. He saw my evolution. We go back so many years, and you know, that shit broke my heart. You know what I'm saying? And the same way that I feel about my mom, you know, I feel about Diggy because he poured so much love on me and so much love on my kids that he's right here with us right now.
Yeah.
You know, so
he's a part of you.
Oh man,
your soul.
You know, Diggy's a part of. Diggy's a part of my heartbeat, bro.
Yeah.
Diggy's gonna be a part of my heartbeat forever. You know, man, and he poured love on my kids. He poured love on my pain. He poured love on my lows. He poured love on my darkest moments. You know, he was a big light.
Yeah. Would you say he was a big part of your transformation?
Yeah, you know, Diggy never judged me.
Yeah. And that's how it's gotta be. You can't be judging people if you're trying to teach them something. You know?
You know, Diggy always had a smile on his face.
Yeah.
No matter what chapter I was at in my life, Diggy was there. You know, but I was glad that I was able to be there for him too.
Yeah.
You know, in his darkest moments, I was there for him too, you know. And I was with him the day before he passed away.
And you know what? That's so tough, huh? When you care for somebody, you have to be strong so they don't feel like
shit, bro.
Like
I
shit,
was strong,
like,
and Diggy, he would remind me, you know, like I'd be in the gym, and he taught me how muscles have nothing to do with being strong.
Yeah.
He could barely walk. He was in pain every day. He would never talk about his pain. He loved his children. He loved his wife. He loved them, dog. Until the moment he died, bro. I never known anybody more courageous and more resilient.
That's crazy.
Than Diggy. You know, Diggy forever, my bro.
Yeah. Shout out and rest in peace.
Yeah.
Much love.
Every festival we do, my daughter prints out like big pictures of him and we put them right there. You know, he hosted the first one and the second one. You know, and he's gonna be with us in LA June 7th. Forever. All of them.
Yeah. That's crazy.
So you're always gonna have somebody that loves you like that. You know, so that's why I was telling your crew, dog, like it's really beautiful that they have somebody that wants the best for them. You know?
Yeah.
Doing things with all your heart, bro, is what matters. Living unmasked is what matters. Living in accountability is what matters. Living in humility is what matters. You know, you become great when you move from that energy.
No, and I think they realize they realize that from me too. You know, that because there has been different chapters in our lives. When I first met them, I came at them in a different approach, and I wasn't you know, I was new to the entertainment business, and I didn't really know how everything worked. And you know, when I came up to them, I was like, hey, you know, let's sign a contract, let's do this and that or something, you know. But that's not how it is.
Yeah,
it's about being together like a family. You know, they're not my blood. You know, I have known them all my life, but they're my family. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like Brian, Kevin, Chango, all of them. And you know, they all know that I care for them.
Yeah.
You know, and I want what's best for them.
Yeah.
You know, and that's when it came down to that, that's when we started making legendary shit.
And you're doing it,
You know
bro.
what I mean?
And you're doing it, bro. And I love that.
Yeah.
You know, man. And I look forward to like seeing you
Yeah.
grow and at the festivals and the other ones that we do. You know,
That would be dope. Laughing Gas in the festival.
Oh, it's going to happen. It's happening already.
Hell yeah.
You know what I mean? You know, you guys are going to be there. You guys are going to fuck that shit up. You're going to be on stage. Your logo is going to be everywhere, and we're going to go all over the country.
That's crazy.
Remember, we're documenting this right now.
Yeah.
The moment's going to come where LA's happening.
Yeah.
The moment's going to come when we're in Chicago.
And that's how we manifest.
When we're
that's
in
how you do
Houston,
it.
when we're in Phoenix, in Tucson, in Dallas, in El Paso, in Laredo, in San Antonio, in Riverside, everywhere. Y'all see?
Yeah. And you'll see, we'll be doing some legendary shit. You know? We gotta do it for the culture, for our Chicano community, for Mexican blood,
for humanity too, dog.
Humanity, yeah.
For humanity, dog. Like
for the
that,
people.
That's it, man. Like, you know, like he said, it's never too late.
Yeah.
It's not like learn how to heal, learn how to be okay when not having to be barbaric and animalistic and tough and macho, bro. You'll go much further just chilling out.
Yeah. And I'm so thankful that I think like that too, because yesterday I could have approached in a different way like I used to, you know, like I could have just
I used to walk in rooms and people would want to leave, bro, you know. But again, you become so unconscious of it, you know, that you just get robotically programmed. You know, you get robotically programmed, and you know, man, you also have to not forget that when you're nourishing yourself and you get obstacles, that's a part of it. It's a part of it.
Every moment
is a part of it. When you're better, it teaches you how to deal with certain situations in a better way, bro. You know, I'm not gonna sit here and pretend, you know. I mean, bro, I have bad moments. Sometimes I want to tell somebody to fuck off and shut up. You know what I'm saying? But I don't. I just hold myself back. I lose my temper. I may say something, but I don't make a habit of living that way.
Yeah.
You know, if I do like get out of pocket or something, I'll beat myself up for months, knowing like, damn.
Or admit to the you know, to the situation. Like a lot of people don't. Like if you make a mistake, you got to man up to it.
Yeah, man, I made a mistake.
You man up and you say
it. And then you keep going.
That's what I told my daughter. I'm all like, hon, if you're going to mess up, you got to say, you know what, Dad? I'm sorry. And I fucked up.
Yeah, and that's it. You respect that
I respect
a million
it 100%.
times more.
You know, I tell her that. I'm like, start trying to lie to me. Start trying to, you know, you just be straight up with me. It's so much better. My dad always told me that, and you know, you wouldn't listen. But parents always find out the truth.
Yeah. But look at you now. You know, look at you now, dog. You're paving the way. You're leading the way. One thing that I've learned, and you know, as flawed as I've been in my life, you know, what matters to me right now is making sure that I don't tell my kids what to do. I show them. I don't tell them I show them. Yeah. You know, through resilience and courage and accountability and kindness and compassion. Though.
Thanks. And speaking of children, since we'll go back a little bit back to your past, since I know you had it very rough and all that, what was your childhood like?
Bro, I had a great childhood.
Yeah.
Because I lived in a great home with a great mom that had great morals. Yeah. You can be in the jungle, dog, but when you go inside your house, bro, like the jungle is outside. Yeah. You know, my mom gave us love. 3 warm meals, even if it was bean tacos, bean enchiladas, and bean burritos. Yeah. Everything beans. Yeah. But they matter. We ate every day.
Exactly.
We had blankets. We had TV. We had a shower. We had soap. Yeah. You know, and I had love, bro. So, you know, I can't lie to you and tell you that I had a bad childhood, because I didn't. Yeah. When I walked out the house, that's a different story. Yeah. Fighting, you know what I'm saying? Like machismo, barbaric, bad leadership, gang shit, like, yeah.
And even then, I think back then it was even safer now than now. Like back then, kids be out in the night playing. Nobody would try to steal. Now it's like, supposedly now we're in the future, you know, more safer. But I feel like it's, you know, there's even more bad situations, you know.
Yeah,
for
but
kids
but there were times where it was bad, dog. Yeah. There was a lot of homicides, dog, and a lot of killings, and you know, youngsters, dog, like shooting at a crowd and someone dies, bro. And there's a youngster right now that got jumped into a neighborhood that got put in that position 3 days in.
Yeah.
That's still in prison, bro.
Facts.
And no one gives a shit about him. His homies left him.
Yeah.
The only one suffering is his mom, his family,
And himself.
and himself.
That's
dog.
what some
Be
people
careful.
don't realize. Yeah.
Be careful.
Yeah.
Be careful with the choices you make.
Yeah.
Be careful with trying to impress people.
Yeah.
You know?
And it
It's-
comes down to that too, to gangs and all. I remember hanging out with the gangs that like, you try to impress the homies. You know what I mean? They're like, oh, you want me to get down? All right, bet. I'm gonna go, get down with him. I'm gonna go call him out. I'm gonna go do this. And then, a lot of people think like that. Like,
Yeah, but dog, I mean, look at the climate that we live in. You know?
and when
Some
shit
people
happens,
don't want the code. You can't have my code, but you can have my,
yeah,
like, you can't have my code, but I'll have sex with you. Someone can contaminate you and give you a disease and you can die.
Yep.
But you protect the code on your telephone more than your life?
yeah,
All this bro, the perfume wears off.
Yeah.
The cologne wears off.
yeah.
The real you shows up.
Yeah.
The quarter runs out.
Yep. And like you said, like the king, that had it all, and then he was hiding, and then he was up again, but he can be down
Again.
And everything that shows is your persona, yourself,
Exactly.
your rapport,
dog.
So
Exactly. You can have very little money in the bank and be very, very rich.
Yeah.
And that'll carry you through your whole life, bro.
Mm-hmm.
I know a lot of people with a lot of money that are miserable.
Yeah. Dang. Well, look, it's been such a great episode. I think we might have to do a part 2 because it's so interesting
with
and
it, bro. I'm
it's
with
so
it.
sick. And it'll be dope to have another little moment with you, getting to know you more. Maybe we can bring Mr. Shadow. We can have another
I'm
little.
down, Shadow. Come on, let's
Mr.
do
Shadow,
it.
come on. But
Introducing, seducing your mind.
that'd be gangster. The Mistas.
The
We're gonna have the
Mistas,
Mistas up in
boy.
this. But look, here's a little something that I brought. These are Pokemon. They haven't even come out. They come out tonight, so nobody hasn't even gotten them. But we got them here. It's called Perfect Order. Have you ever played with Pokemons?
I've never played with the Pokemon.
Okay. So the thing is, a lot of people don't know that there's money in these things because some of these cards are really rare and they're worth even more than the pack itself. Sometimes.
Oh.
I gave my homie Chango, shout out my homie Chango, a Pokemon thing last time because he helped me out in the garage. I'm like, hey, what do you want? Do you want money or you want one of these Pokemon things? He's like, let me get the Pokemon thing. He opened up the Pokemon. He pulled out a card that's worth at least $3,000. This Pikachu. He pulled out a card, and that's only the minimum once he gets like the PSA 10. If he sent it out to this company, it's called Beckett. If he comes out with a black label on this card, $15K
Wow.
for one card. So like,
That's Baby Bash at a show.
what I'm going to is and it's a good thing for kids to play, and then also a good investment,
No doubt.
But
That's
so we want to
dope.
give one of these away for all our
I'm
followers.
taking this one. Nah,
We're gonna give one of these away for all our followers, and just what you gotta do is you gotta follow us. Gotta follow the Laughing Gas Show. Gotta follow Lil One, Laughing Gas,
And you got to find out what the first album by Mr. Little One was.
and write it in the comments in the comment section of the YouTube. All right, guys, and you can get this whole pack. Will be for you, and one of them right here. I was hoping that we opened it, that we'll be talking and opening and stuff, so you can get the experience, So maybe we can open one right now, just so you can see what it's like. Because,
Sure.
dang guys, look at this! I opened it all crazy too, not even, so you guys can see what it's like. See, so this is what come in this pack. Here, this half is for you,
This right here for me.
and this half is for me.
All right.
If you want, you can crack some open, or you want to crack them with your family
I don't even know what
or
this
something.
is.
So look, you grab one of these basically,
All right.
and you grab from the back right here, and you
Okay.
just pull to rip it. And people love to hear this little rip.
Oh, I do this
So-
with a Kit Kat.
You got cards right
How do
here.
you
You
take those cards out? Oh,
just pull them out and hold them like this.
like this?
Yes, just hold them like that. showing the camera. Usually when you show the camera, you go like that.
Bam, bam, bam.
But since you've never done it, I would love for you to like experience it. Look at them yourself and then just go one by one. And the point is to find the rare ones.
Well, how do you know what the rare ones are?
It'll have like these little stars, you know, different stars mean different things, but they're gonna look differently. See, like these are not rare. The ones that I pulled out, guys, they're not rare. You see how I have it has just a little square thing. There's some that are full art.
Oh.
So I have full art.
Oh, like so they're just.
Oh, you see? Oh no, not that one. No, keep going. See those shiny ones? Okay, keep going. Like those are still worth something, but they're not the ones you want. You know?
Okay.
And they call them chase cards.
Chase cards.
Yeah. So that's what people do right now. They like to open these things and just open them till they find something. So you gotta keep opening them
until you find something.
And that's what makes people, you know, what people
buy
like
them.
Oh, you see? I just found something. This card right here costs $100.
Damn. And how much?
That pack is $120.
Oh, so you just made your money back on one pack,
So, yeah,
more or less.
out of this one, and that's without grading, just raw. This is really rare. The Poke Pad. This is rare. Actually, somebody had messaged me the other day. Hey, do you have any Poke Pads? I would like to buy some. And I told him I have one. I sold the other ones.
Yeah, I wouldn't know.
But, you see, look, and here we got another one. Oh. So this is full art. Yeah, you see, keep going.
I have no luck.
There you do. What do you mean? Show them that.
What is this?
That's an expensive. That's a rare one.
This rare?
That one's rare.
This one.
That one is rare. This one is rare because it's a full art. See how it has 2 silver stars? You see the texture on it?
Yeah.
This card probably is going, I don't know, I would have to look it up. We'll have one of our assistant directors here look it up, and he's going to tell you how much it costs right now.
Really?
Yeah. So these things, they have value. And if you send them to get graded, they're worth even more money.
Really?
Yeah.
That's crazy. Pokemon.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was telling them, I told Kevin a while ago, like months ago, I'm like, bro, right now's your chance. Buy whatever you can, and it's gonna go up.
Right now it's
$25?
Nothing wrong with that.
Well, $25 out of a pack that costs that other pack costs $6 or something, you know. But this is without grading, $25. That means
dope.
raw. So save that.
All right.
Take it. I'll give you a little plastic for it. And that's how you do it.
So they have to have like full art.
Yeah, full art, and then there's special ones. And
like this one.
That one's nice. Show them that one. See, you are lucky. What do you mean you're not lucky? See?
This one's good too?
That one's good too.
All right.
See, that's a full art. All those are worth money. And if right now that one is right now that one says channel's worth $25. Think about it 5 years from now. I think it's gonna be worth $250, $300.
Crazy.
You know, and time goes by, it goes more up. It just doesn't go down. It
so
just
save them.
It just keeps going up in price.
Nice.
You know,
thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for putting me on.
Hey, well, you guys have fun too. Here, come on. So pass those 2. Pass 2 for Jay.
Here. There's more.
No, those are for you. We got a lot right here. Pass 2 for each. 2 for each. You get Brian 2. And then for those who are starting to get into the Pokemon thing, one thing you got to do, you got to pay attention to is that when you're buying Pokemon online, don't buy singles, because, you know, it has gotten to a point where like people be weighing these things to see which one weighs more, you know, and they keep the ones that weigh more and they give you guys the cheaper ones. So, you know, let's open up this one. Hopefully I get something cool like Mr. Lil One. Here you go, fam. We'll do it right here for the camera.
This is dope. I gotta use the bathroom.
Okay.
Real quick.
No worries, brother. We'll close out. So yeah, guys, if you guys want to have fun like we're having, make sure you comment so you can get this. All right? Make sure you comment Lil One's first album, all right, with your Instagram handle so we can find you and send you this out. Big old pack. You saw how many packs were in here?
Yeah, that's
we
love.
shared it with everybody. We still got so many.
Yeah.
A whole stack.
That's love.
So you can have some fun. How old are your kids? You said you got.
My 18-year-old probably knows about Pokemon.
Your 18-year-old is gonna freak when you send him that. Show him that.
I'm gonna show him. I'm gonna show him right now.
So look what I got. You know,
That's crazy. Yeah, I had no idea.
Put those together so you can have some fun with your kids.
Thank you, man.
All those.
Thank you.
So,
thank you.
You know, these are assets, guys. You know, and your kids have fun with them too. It's a good thing for as a parent, you know, to talk to your kids, and you know, they don't know how to read, they can learn how to read. And dope. They can learn how to make money, you know. And this hasn't only been around for now. Right now, they're about to be 30 years anniversary.
Damn.
Not only that, but what people don't get is that this thing is still going to keep going up. Why? Because now more famous people are hopping onto it, and Universal Studios is about to do a Pokemon Land.
Oh, wow, that's dope.
So that's just going to, like, whatever you have is going to triple in price.
That's dope. That's dope.
When I had told Kevin, I had bought some stuff last year in, like, November. All right, I got some boxes, and I still paid a little premium on them, but like there was some that I paid like $300-400 then, and right now the box in November. All right, we're talking about November, December, January, February, March, April. In 5 months, that boxes that I paid $400 for, right now they're $900.
Wow,
$600.
That's dope.
Other one, $1,500, $1,600.
That's dope.
You know, so like my portfolio went up from like $10,000 to right now is almost $30,000.
Wow, that's dope.
And Pokemon.
That's crazy.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, that is crazy.
It just makes it ridiculous. Like I'm all like, what
but
the
you're
heck?
having fun, bro.
I'm having fun.
That's
you know?
what matters. You're having fun. And
So-
it was fun being here with you, bro.
No, thank you, brother. Thank you so
my
much,
bro.
man. And I
Thank
can't
you.
wait to make more legendary stuff.
bro,
We're gonna
let's get it cracking,
do it.
bro.
We're
Let's
gonna do
do
this.
it.
It's gonna be
Let's do
crazy. So, and catch us at the Chicano Festival. I'll give away some more stuff there, fam. I'm gonna give away not only something small like this, but I'll give away something crazy, something sick, something to make you time.
You're gonna see my boy in the gang at the Chicano Music Festival.
We're gonna be there, fam.
Viva la
So,
raza.
thank you, fam, and bam, have fun.